Welcome in, everyone. Class is now in session. So, the first thing you want to grab is a comb with a rat tail on the end. I'm going to teach you how to do a plait on natural hair. So, the reason why you want to get a comb with a rat tail end is because you're going to use that for your parting. It makes the parting part very, very simple and easy. So, I just like to take it and part the back off, whatever. It depends on the size that you're trying to do regarding your plaits, but I'm just going to part off this small section in the back and divide it into two using my comb piece. Now, also make sure that you have some handy dandy clips next to you. I like to use alligator clips or these small clips right here, and that way you can keep your parts or the hair that you're not braiding to the side. Now, you also want to grab some type of edge control or braiding gel, whatever works best. I normally use Erica J edge control or the Shine Jam. So what I'm going to do is take a small amount of the edge control, and you're going to use this to put around the perimeter of the area where you plan to do a plait. Now, the reason you want to do this is because it's going to keep all the hair together that you plan to plait, and that way you eliminate all the flyaways as much as possible. Now, what you want to do is take a comb and make sure that you comb your product all throughout the area where you plan to plait. That way you don't have to worry about any flyaways getting inside of the plait. So now we're going to move forward and start the process. You want to divide the area into three strands. The reason why you want three strands is because that is what you need to make a braid. Now, what you want to do next is cross over strand A and strand B. I am going to make this part slower so you can understand the process, but you are going to cross over strand A and strand B. That is phase one. So if you have to pause the video or rewind this part so you can understand how this process works. Now, once you have crossed strand A and B, A is now going to be in the middle, so you're going to cross A with strand C. So now, if you pay close attention, you will see that I am using my middle finger to grip the strands together. Make sure that you keep all your strands tight so you do not have a loose plait. You want to keep your fingers as close together as possible as well, so your plait is nice and tight. So if you're a beginner here, make sure that you pause this video and so you can get the basic understanding of how this works. But I am going to zoom this in a little bit so you can see a little bit closer. As you can see, we got strand A, B, and C. I am currently crossing over strand A and B. I'm using my middle finger and I'm going to grip that strand in the middle and cross it over with C. The more you repeat this process, the better you will get at it. Trust me. So if you want to get better at doing plaits on natural hair, straight hair, whatever type of hair, then I would just suggest that you do a full head on a mannequin, or you could do it on a real person if they have the time for you to do so. So I am just repeating the process. Now, as you can see right here, that is what happened if you do not keep your strands together tight. It's going to loosen up. So that's why every time that you are crossing over the strands, you want to make sure that you're pulling it with the strand that has one strand in it, if that makes sense. So all I'm doing right here is just crossing the strands over, back and forth, all the way to the end. And once you get your rhythm and you understand how it works, you will then be able to speed up the process. And remember, practice makes perfect. Now, what I'm going to do on this second area, we're going to repeat the same thing so you can see it twice. So you want to go ahead and get your edge control or jam, place it around the perimeter. So a plait is a square. So you want to put the edge control on the top, the bottom, the left side, and the right side. Then you're going to take your comb and comb the product all the way through so you can make sure all your strands are intact for that plait that you plan on doing. Now make sure that you take your small clip and clip away any hairs that you do not plan on braiding at the moment. Now when you get your plait area, you're going to divide it into three strands. Make sure that your strands are even so your braid looks right. Because if you get to the point where you are doing hair for clients, they're going to pay attention to the consistency of your braids. All right. So remember, we have strand A, B, and C. I've already crossed over strand A and B. Now I'm going to use my middle finger and grab the middle strand and cross that with strand C. Now I'm going to repeat the process. Now I got those two strands, I'm going to cross those. Take my middle finger and I'm going to cross those two strands. Take my middle finger and cross those two strands. So it's a repeated process. Another tip that you may find useful is that sometimes we braid the best when the hair is detangled. So remember, everybody's hair is not always going to be as straight as this mannequin. So if you are braiding somebody with coily hair or 4C, 4B, 4A, 3C, 3A, and 3B, then you want to make sure that you detangle their hair properly with like a leave-in moisturizer, some type of souffle, and get their hair real detangled so you'll be able to braid with a breeze. You can also find the mannequins like for practice at Sally's Beauty, online at Amazon, and you may can also check your Facebook Marketplace to see if anybody in your area has a mannequin that they are selling. So as you can see, it's simple as one, two, three. So if you enjoyed this video, make sure that you subscribe and more videos will be on the way.